Welcome to the world's first, largest, and only Dance Talk radio show. I'm your host, Bertie Tolar. So, this is the only show that's talking about your friend, the Slave Box, aka TV. And this is the only show that's about taking that down. So, here's what happened. I was out today taking some notes, of course, about your friend TV. And I titled this episode, Isn't It Strange? So I want you to listen to this and tell me what you think. Email me, dktolar@msn.com, if you find any of these things strange. Isn't it strange that if you binge eat, then you're labeled a fat, large, slob, schlup, schloop addict? And if you binge drink, then you're labeled a drinking drunkard, alcoholic. But if you binge on movies and you watch every Star Wars movie in a day, then you're okay. If you watch a full season of Game of Thrones, then you are okay because it's socially acceptable. Your addiction is socially acceptable and no one ever calls you out on it. It's like if, for example, drinking were socially acceptable and you walked into a bar at 7 a.m. and everyone's like, hey, Charlie boy, get over here. And someone's whispering to you, maybe you've got a problem. And they're just like, nah, you don't have a problem. Come on, it's just 7 in the morning. Get a couple drinks with us. And no one ever says, you've got a problem. Isn't that strange? I mean, if you sat down and you tried to play Halo or Street Fighter for 10 hours a day or computer games, World of Warcraft or something for 12, 16 hours a day and people joke about it, then you'll get labeled an addict. Is it not strange that at one point you never get called out on doing the same thing with TV or movies, online videos, Yoku? Here's number 2. Isn't it strange that when you talk to people about TV, many of them will tell you that they're not influenced by TV and movies? For example, many people will say that movies or TV that depict a man slashing the throat of some little children doesn't affect them, doesn't affect people. They're too smart for it. But when that atrocity happens in real life, the first thing they go do is blame it on TV. Isn't it strange that people can blame TV at any time you talk to them about this tool, the slave box? They'll always say, it doesn't influence me. Next person, doesn't influence me. Doesn't influence me. Isn't it strange? Isn't it strange that as individuals, we have such a not me attitude towards TV and movies? Not me. I'm not affected by it. Not me. I'm not a slave. Not me. I barely watch it. Not me. I teach my kids, and in my free time I spend time with them and we do activities and I limit how much they watch it. Not us. Not me. Isn't it strange that everyone says, not me? Yet, Iron Man still went on to make record sales. Harry Potter still made billions. Computer-generated, non-realistic action hero films still dominated. Isn't it strange that with so many people saying, not me, that actors, producers, TV, film companies continue to profit? Keep up with me. I'm on number 4. These are my notes. Email me, please do. dktolar@msn.com. Here we go, number 4. Poo on everything. Poo. Hi, this is Bertie Tolar, the man who's going to take down TV / the slave box. People often ask me if I don't watch TV or movies, what do I do with my free time? Well, when I'm not working on art or this show, I love writing. Please go to Amazon and get my latest book, Poo on Everything. It's literally as good as the title sounds. For a mere $10, this illustrated, high-quality adult fiction book can let you see me at my greatest and pooiest. Poo on Everything by Dr. Birdie. Poo on everything. Poo. Isn't it strange that when you talk to most people about TV advertising, and you tell them how they're just being made into consumers and marketed products to eat up their discretionary income, the first thing they say is, this is back to number 3. The first thing they say is, well, advertising doesn't work on me. Commercials don't influence me. I'm not affected by it. So isn't it strange that even though the vast majority of people say this, isn't it strange that companies continue to spend millions and millions, billions on advertising? Isn't that strange, with everyone claiming it does not work on them? Yet, every year, major corporations spend millions on 30-second Super Bowl commercials. Is that not strange? Isn't it strange that with all the marketing and research departments that these companies have, that no one knows that commercials don't work on you? Isn't it strange that with all their marketing books out there, they never mention that, well, marketing doesn't work on you? They never mention that claim. Isn't that strange? Isn't it strange that TV, they don't mention that in the books? TV advertising doesn't work on me. Isn't it strange that these corporations, these large companies, these groups, these organizations with so many talented individuals, PhDs, social researchers, marketing executives, trend analysis, isn't it strange that all of them ignore what you say, what slaves say? TV advertising doesn't work on me. Isn't it strange that they've never heard it, yet it's said every day, every week, every time you talk about these things? Isn't that strange? Here we go. Next. Isn't it strange that if you tell people a fact that they know, for example, like the sun gives off heat, then they will agree. But if you tell them that your TV is watching you, even though it's a fact, but because they don't know it, they'll call you a liar. Or at least they call me a liar. Instead of just going to read about it. Isn't that strange? Next. And I really do want you to email me. If you, for some reason, if you disagree, I don't mind. Email me, dktolar@msn.com. Because maybe you don't find it strange, but I sure do. And I've got to let you know. Because the best thing you could ever do is to get the slave box out of your home. And in my notes, there's actually a name I missed for the slave box that we'll go over later. But I've been calling it the slave box for a while. But we'll learn about another name that just seems strange that it's not being called at the moment. So here we go, the next one. Isn't it strange that every day you have the opportunity to sit down and write down 5 ways in which you will enrich your life? 5 goals that you want to reach. 5 ways that you want to have more fun. Isn't it strange that instead of doing that, writing down your goals, how you can enrich your life and have more fun, isn't it strange that people will sit down in front of a TV and watch a show about an entrepreneur who changed his life instead of changing their own? Isn't it strange that they will watch Guinness World Records and look at people attempt and fail or attempt and succeed rather than attempt and fail or attempt and succeed themselves? Isn't it strange that people will watch music videos, sitcoms, reality TV, American Idol, and all the other trash showing people having fun instead of just doing something fun themselves? Is that not strange? I don't know if you kept up with this. I'm going to repeat this again. What I said was at the beginning, isn't it strange that you could just sit down and watch? You could sit down and write down 5 ways you're going to enrich your life, 5 goals that you want to reach, 5 ways to have fun. Isn't it strange that instead of writing down those 5 ways that you're going to enrich your life, or actually doing them, approaching them, even attempting, people will sit down and watch someone else enrich their lives? I think that's pretty strange. I'm going to take a little tangent here because I had the chance to be on TV. I think it was this year or last year. And one of the things I was thinking is because I think at the time when I went on TV, it was for one of my books. It made me think about what I was doing because I had this show. And then as I was there, I also had to think about, well, what is my position on this? Because I really didn't know. I just one day I looked up and boom, I'm being, my manager, she helped me get on this show to promote my book. And on one hand, I was happy that I had the chance to promote my book and get a little more attention and everything and market it. But then I was thinking, hey, this kind of seems like it's going against what I talk about, because this show is always all about taking down the slave box. And then as I was on the show, as I met some of the other guests, as I talked with them, some of the other writers, I realized, like, hey, these guys actually have pretty cool lives. I'm not angry with them. The thing I was thinking was, I was angry with the audience. All of the people watching, because I got a chance to speak with them, and everyone was just like, oh, wow, that's so cool, you're on TV, and oh, wow, this is nice, and I didn't know, Bertie, you could, and people were talking to me, and treating me like I was so special, and I think I was more upset with them, because they didn't realize that we're the same. They can do something great, but they're sitting back watching me. They're just watching life pass them by. They're secondhand observers. And I was more upset with the people watching than the people on it. Because actually, many of the people on it actually did accomplish something. But let me continue. Where are my notes? Okay, here we go. This is one I really like. I wrote this today. Isn't it strange that slaves make such distinctions between trash? It's like one landfill versus the next. Oh, this landfill is much better. But I'm doing a tangent again. Isn't it strange that slaves make such distinctions between trash? They believe that wasting time watching a 10-hour Jay-Z special on MTV is somehow low-quality TV, but watching a 10-hour compilation with Tom Cruise on Oprah is different. Think about that. They're distinguishing wasting time. Wasting time watching Jay-Z is different from wasting time learning about, tiger sharks over in the Atlantic Ocean, which you don't even care about. You're just bored. You don't even want to go to the sea. You live like, a road trip away from the ocean if you really wanted to go sit next. The point is, you're distinguishing between wasting time. I just think that's very strange. Isn't it strange that wasting time watching 50 Cent's tattoos is considered different from watching a quote-unquote high-class sitcom? Oh, the humor is so intelligent. Next. Isn't it strange that more slaves don't tickle themselves? Or they could tickle each other, I suppose. Isn't it strange? When you ask slaves, why did they watch 5 seasons or 50 hours of some show, some sitcom, they'll say something like, it makes me laugh. Well, you'll laugh harder if you just tickle yourself. No, but it's funny. If you watch it, then you'll laugh really hard. It makes you laugh so hard, down in your stomach. I mean, isn't it strange that you just don't tickle yourself? I think you could laugh much harder. If the reason you're watching it is to laugh, I think you should just tickle yourself. Isn't it strange that sitcoms in 2013, this year, and I'm going to say this for the future, I'm updating this, whatever. Isn't it strange that in the year 2014, 2015, 2020, that sitcoms still need, and I want to emphasize need, isn't it strange that sitcoms still need canned laughter in 2013, in 2014? Isn't it strange that sitcoms still need canned laughter in 2020? If these shows are so funny, and their humor is so witty, and it's going to make you laugh, then why in the year 2015 is it still necessary to incite laughter? Why is it still used on you? Oh, it doesn't work on me. I know you say that for everything. But if these shows are so funny, every time you talk to slaves about them, they're like, you've got to watch it. The humor is so different and so witty. Then why do they still need to push you on into laughing? Well, it's because they don't want you to miss the joke. Well, if you could miss the joke, then how funny could it be? Maybe it's not as funny as you think. Well, it's because sometimes they have serious parts and then you can't laugh every minute, so they want to bring you on. Well, that sounds a little like brainwashing to me. Or maybe not brainwashing, but controlling your emotions, controlling your thoughts, controlling your behavior. It's behavior engineering / social engineering. Isn't it strange that they still need it? That you're still watching this? Let me go to the next one. Isn't it strange that slaves always say that the tools of TV don't work on them, but all of their favorite sitcoms still used canned laughter? Isn't it strange? Nothing works on them, yet it works on them. Next. Isn't it strange that the same slave box that you go out to buy is what they give to prisoners to fatten them up, to entertain them, to make them submissive and docile? Isn't it strange that they force it on prisoners? Shouldn't prisoners be getting punished? Shouldn't prisoners not be able to have committed a crime and get to enjoy the same shows as you? I mean, you work hard all day trying to make money. Criminals work hard all day trying to steal your money. Why are they being given TV? They should be getting punished. Is that not strange that your joy is being given to them? Pushed on them, actually. Next. Isn't it strange that TV will show you images of your favorite celebrities smacking off obsessed fans, literally smacking them if need be? You've seen this before, so don't act like I'm exaggerating. Isn't it strange that you can see images of your favorite celebrities smacking off, warding off, like they will hit them, and you know this? They'll physically back them off if need be, to let you know that you're not worthy to be with them. You're annoying, you're little, you're just in their way. You're like a little ant skunk roach. Ant skunk roach. There should be a new word for that. Someone submit that to Oxford Dictionary right now. Ant skunk roach. a skunk roach or something. Skunk roach. Trying to think of it. Okay, whatever. But isn't it strange that they'll do that? They'll smack you up just to let you know that you're not in their league. And that despite knowing that, people will still defend those favorite actors who don't care about them. They'll defend them to the death. Think about, especially me, when I talk with people. Once I say something about Harry Potter or whatever, whoever that little boy that played him is, I get called everything but my name. I'm like always begging to be called my name. It's like my name has only a couple letters, but for some reason it's pretty easy to forget my name once I say like, oh, that movie was just like every other movie. It's just like one boy in a small group versus the whole world versus this whole, and they're like, they've been filth and just everything but my name. It's almost like I must have had some ancient Egyptian name or something from, what was that? From Kemet. It was like my name must have been another coming from another language. It's like, I can't remember your name, so I'm just going to call you blank face. Like, face. I'm not going to say that because I want this to be a family show. But that is what my name turns into once I'm like, hey, this Harry Potter movie is Harry Potter! How could you say that? I love it! And these same kids, these are the ones slapping you up once you try to get close. Once you treat them like Jesus. If I could just touch his hand, I know I'll be healed. At least Jesus would let people touch his hand, touch his cloak. I know my leprosy and my blindness will be healed if I could just gaze upon him. These celebrities are like too good to even be Jesus. They're like, of course you cannot touch me. Don't touch my cloak. Look at this cloak. You think I just wear this in Star Wars? No, you don't touch me. Slap, plap, plap, plap. Backhand slaps. They're like, now I've got to go get my nails redone. Slap you so hard that the fingernail paint just came off. The polish. Then you got polish all in your cheeks. Tooth on the ground. Then I talk to you the next week. I'm like, hey, this is silly. Why do we worship Harry Potter? Shut up! Shut up, Bertie. He loves us. He loves us, Harry Potter. Why do you call him the Harry Potter boy? Don't you know his name is blah, 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 blah? And then I'm going off on a tangent again. I don't care. And then, people get mad at me all the time when they're like, don't you know who he is? They're like, I read about, do you know what happened to this person? I'm like, who's that? He played Harry Potter. He played Spider-Man. He was Iron Man. She was Captain America's girlfriend. No, why do I care? Why do you care? These guys are going to slap you when they get the chance. What is this obsession about getting slapped for? I'm trying to think. I think my mother slapped me when I was a little boy. We were in the supermarket. And she likes to tell this story. And I don't know if I remember it or just remember it because she told it to me so many times. But we were in the supermarket. And it was just her and me. My brother wasn't there. My sisters weren't there. I was pretty young. So maybe my youngest sister wasn't born. In the supermarket. And there was a little white boy in the supermarket. He was crying for a toy, and his mother told him, like, shh, hey, come on, shh, hey, stop crying. He's like, oh, Mom, I want that. She's like, shh, hey, everyone's looking, stop, shh, okay, hey, okay, stop. And I saw that. And so I was just like, whoa, it's pretty easy. I'm about to do that, get me a toy. Then I found something I liked. I'm like, Mom, I want that. She's like, hey, you stop that. I want that, Mom, please. She's like, you better stop that. I'm like, Mom, please. And she's like, everyone's looking. Don't you do that. So I'm like, Mom, boom. Right there in the face. Slapped me so hard. put my teeth under the pillow that night. Tooth Fairy came, got like $50. All my adult teeth came in the next day. Slapped me in the supermarket. She wasn't embarrassed. Never knew children could get embarrassed. That was like when I expanded my vocabulary. Right then in the supermarket. Asking her all those questions like, Mom, what does it mean to be excited? Well, excited is how you felt when I bought you those water balloons. Huh? I don't quite remember that emotion. What is embarrassed? Well, embarrassed is how you would feel when you pee on yourself. But I always pee on myself. I don't understand embarrassed. Well, embarrassed is how you feel when you're in class and you don't answer the question right. I don't get it. I don't feel embarrassed. But in the supermarket, boom, in the face. Then I was like, oh, this is embarrassed. I got this emotion right now. My vocabulary just got bigger. Ready for that Kaplan ACT now. SAT. Give me a test. Test like 3 grades above my grade level at that one moment. Other little kids don't know the meaning of embarrassed, but I knew it right there. That was fear also. But I also, for some reason, whether I really remember this or not, I've got enough sense to know that I don't want to be slapped. But for some reason, people are going to defend the Harry Potter boy. They're going to defend Will Smith and 50 Cent and all these people that just talk about slapping you to your face. Pap, 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 pap. Backhand slap. Wearing their golden rings. Got a little mansion on it. Scarring up your cheeks. Then people come bragging to me. Don't shut up. They love us, Bertie. Look at this scar on my cheek from when he backhand slapped me with that mansion ring. They love us. I just think that's strange. I think it's strange that you want to be someone's slave and get slapped up. Isn't it strange that they get to slap you, but I don't? Maybe I've got to start putting together my slap list. And I'm just going to go around. I'm going to get into conversations with people about TV and celebrities, and they're like, shut up. How could you ever say... You know, and I'm thinking about this also because I got some, like, dirty response. Some guy, he's like, you know, dirty language, of course. He's like, F you. You know, how could you say that about Iron Man? Because of something I said about how fake it seemed. I didn't know it was Iron Man at the moment. I told this story long ago about how... About how I was over a friend's house and I didn't... You know, because I do not watch the slave box. I'm only here trying to free you because you've got to get to the point. And when you stop watching this and then you try to go back and watch it, and when you just see a little, right away you're just like, oh, this is fake. Can't watch it. Wasted 10 seconds. What can I have done with those 10 seconds? And you're just like, those 10 seconds weren't worth it. And so... I told this story on a show before about Iron Man. And the show, I went back and listened to it just to see what made this guy so angry. And the show was titled Iron Man Sucks. And at the beginning of the show, I was telling the story about how I was over a friend's house. We were all talking, and then he went to the bathroom or something, and the TV was on behind me. So I had a moment to turn around, and I saw, and I thought, because I'm living in Shanghai, China, so I thought it was like some low-budget, crappy, computer-generated something. Just trash on TV. I didn't know it was Iron Man. And so he came out from the bathroom, and I'm just like, hey, Max, what is this trash on TV? You're watching like some 6th, 3rd grade Power Ranger-like movie or something. And he's like, hey, man, that's Iron Man. And then I was like, what? Are you serious? And so I watched like 2 more minutes, and my initial analysis was pretty dead on. Except after reviewing the show, the one thing I was wrong about was I called it low budget. Even though it appeared low budget, they likely spent millions making that show. So it wasn't low budget. It looked like literally they could have spent about $20. I think I could have done better for $20. Like, just go get, like that. I don't know if I said this before, but like the Michael Jackson Thriller mask, where he became the werewolf, was much better, much more realistic than what you'll see in Iron Man. You're much better off just like putting on a mask, a Halloween mask, werewolf face. He's like, how could you insult Iron Man? And started like attacking me and all these dirty words. And then when the guy, whoever he is that plays Iron Man, sees him, he's like, hey man, I'm your biggest fan. I defended you to like all those idiots like Bertie who are like, it's fake and they don't like anything and they're talking about you're wasting our time. Hey, come on man, give me a hug. I'm your number one. Bam! He's like, oh, my vocabulary just got bigger. Didn't understand the word fear till I met that Iron Man guy. But let me continue. Isn't it strange that our freedom of speech, isn't it strange that our freedom of speech produced Jay-Z, Eminem, and a million kids that want to be like them and on MTV with beautiful girls that came from broken families, broken schools, broken communities, shaking all their goodness while they rap about relationships, money, drugs, criminal activity, and swag. Isn't it strange that with all of our freedom of speech, when you turn on MTV, you can't find one artist, I said one, who has even one song about the wealth gap? Isn't it strange? Let me repeat that. Isn't it strange that with all our freedom of speech, you've got guys like Jay-Z, Eminem, and all these kids that want to be like them, and they're just rapping about nothing, and they're in videos with all these lost girls. And with all of our freedom of speech, isn't it strange that the only things they rap about are relationships, money, drugs, criminal activity, and swag? Isn't it strange that you cannot find just one song by just one artist about the wealth gap? You can't find one artist that sings about solutions to many of the broken families. You'll find songs here and there scattered about, like one out of every 100 perhaps, one out of every 200-300, like less, about 1% or less about the broken families. But at this point, there's no use singing about it. We need to start talking about solutions. There was a song by Pink a few years ago, I can't think of the name of it, about broken families. And you can find them scattered here and there, but isn't it strange that you cannot find one that sings about solutions? You can't find one artist with all of our freedom that sings about any issues that actually affect you. For example, like the bureaucracy in your company and how it affects you, and solutions. You don't hear songs about that. Why is that? Isn't it strange? The internet has everything. You can learn Russian or how to build a piano or a bomb. Why is it that if music is so free that whenever you turn on MTV, all of your music, no matter the genre, only talks about 5 topics out of 1 million? They talk about love, being cool, hurt, criminal activity, and not caring. I challenge you to find me one song about unaffordable housing. One. Everyone knows there are just thousands of artists that have come out of New York. Famous big people. All out of New York. The Bronx, Harlem, this part, that part. All out of New York. Isn't it strange that with New York having that major issue for so long now, Isn't it strange that you have not found one major artist that's ever put out a song, ever, about that? I think it's strange. I hope you're following me. I think that's pretty strange. I think it is so strange. With all of the issues that they've got, is that not strange? Let me continue. Let me see how we're doing with time. 34 minutes. All right. Isn't it strange that we think it's strange to sing about unaffordable housing? Going back to what I just said. Isn't it strange that we would think it's strange and uncool to sing about unaffordable housing, but we think it's normal to listen to Korean slave party music, which we don't actually understand. Whoopa Gangnam Style. Does anyone there speak Korean? Who actually speaks Korean? My wife does, but what about the rest of you? Do you speak Korean? Yet, you listen to these songs non-stop. And then you would think, hey, that's not cool to sing about affordable housing. Who would want to hear that? Yet, you would sit and listen to a song you don't know what it's about. For all you know, they could be singing about affordable housing. Whoop Gangnam Style. Hey, sexy ladies. Whoop, 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 whoop. Housing's unaffordable. They could be saying that and you wouldn't know. You would probably just believe some MTV press release. Gangnam Style is not singing about affordable housing or anything empowering. It's about being cool, having lots of swag. So, that's the end of this conversation. And then you go to your friends. You're like, hey, Birdie, I want you to know that you are very wrong because I watched MTV and I listened to them. And they said that Gangnam Style is not actually talking about anything important, and I know you tried to tell me it was because you said I don't speak Korean. While that's true, I do know how to listen to what I've been told, and so MTV told me. And as you say that, there's like an MTV executive walking on the street. You're like, oh, it's you, Mark. He's like, boom, slapping your face. My vocabulary just got bigger. Yes, it did. You didn't know the meaning of a pimp slap right before that. Backhand slap. Schlap. Has an H in it. S-C-H-L-A-P. You're like, Birdie, you said schlap. I didn't know the meaning of that word before, but now I get it. That is a different word. Schlap. I got slapped on the street. Denzel Washington slapped me. Slap. Pow! Getting slapped by that Harry Potter boy. Slapping me up. Slapped my face left and right and I liked it. Like that. I'm gonna go home and show my nephews these 5 finger marks on my face. Tell them that this is life. A real man gets beat down by his owners. This is how you be a proper slave, boy. Let that Harry Potter boy slap you up. Let Will Smith slap you up. Let 50 Cent slap you up and take a, I won't say that. Urinate on you. There we go. Let him slap you up and urinate on you. G-Unit. You like it.
Poo on everything. Poo.
Hi, this is Birdie Tolar, the man who's going to take down TV / the slave box. People often ask me if I don't watch TV or movies, what do I do with my free time? Well, when I'm not working on art or this show, I love writing. Please go to Amazon and get my latest book, Poo on Everything. It's literally as good as the title sounds. For a mere $10, this illustrated, high-quality adult fiction book can let you see me at my greatest and pooiest. Poo on Everything by Dr. Birdie.
Poo on everything. Poo.
Isn't it strange that you'll join a petition, usually an online petition, which doesn't mean much. Isn't it strange that you'll join a petition against a show that you disagree with for whatever reason, yet you're still okay with the network that has produced it? Isn't it strange that you'll try to boycott a show, yet you're still okay with the network? You're still okay with the actors. You're still okay with the producers. You're still okay with the writers. You're still okay with all of the companies that participated in filming it. Isn't it strange? Isn't it strange that everything on the Discovery Channel is not considered reality TV? I mean, why do we have to call some pop star, rap star, movie star, and how they live with their 30 cars reality TV, which is in no way depicts our reality? Yet, just watching some cats walk around and lick each other is not considered reality TV. I mean, you're more likely to see cats licking each other, a dog sniffing another dog, than you are to see your favorite pop star, movie star in their big house and all their cars. Isn't it strange? I'm trying to find the last note. Here we go. Isn't it strange that TV, or as I call it, the slave box, isn't it strange that it's not actually called a magic box? Isn't it strange? Isn't it strange that it's not called a magic box? Everyone knows that in order to do magic, you need a distraction. You need to know what you will do so that your audience will you need to know what you'll do so that your audience will perceive what you desire, all while not really understanding. Isn't it strange that TV is not called the magic box? I mean, you've got the distraction that is TV itself and 99% of everything on it. That's your distraction. You've got that. You've got the trick. That's the expanding wealth gap. And you've got the lack of understanding. The masses do not understand that the wealth gap is a problem and that problems need solutions and solutions need time. But TV needs your time. No one understands that. So isn't it strange that they don't just call it a magic box instead of a television? Because no one understands the magic that's happening. So that is our show for today. I'm going to go because there's Will Smith over there. And I'm going to try to get his autograph. Oh, hey, come on. Hey, I'm your biggest fan. I defended you when Bertie was trying to talk about you and he was saying how TV's wasting our... Oh, stop it, Will Smith. Come on. I'm sorry. Our show is over. But email me, dktolar@msn.com. Isn't it strange?
Pooh on everything. Pooh.
Hi, this is Bertie Tolar, the man who's going to take down TV / the slave box. People often ask me if I don't watch TV or movies, what do I do with my free time? Well, when I'm not working on art or this show, I love writing. Please go to Amazon and get my latest book, Pooh on Everything. It's literally as good as the title sounds. For a mere $10, this illustrated, high-quality adult fiction book can let you see me at my greatest and poohiest. Pooh on Everything by Dr. Bertie.
Pooh on everything. Pooh.